a murder mystery, but without the mystery. How did he die? What? Who done it? Looks at main character girl and is like, you're next.
Welcome back to the Something Cafe Critiqued.
Welcome back.
Critiqued.
All right. 6 words in and already slurring. She's not drunk. She's gay.
Okay, alrighty. Well, I am Brittany Loudon.
I'm Celestino and
we're about to critique it.
Critique what?
Critique a movie.
We aren't, wait. We aren't just gonna critique it. We're gonna cafe critique it. Smooth. We're gonna
Super
cafe
smooth.
critique the movie Abigail. You guys know how this goes. If you're a first time listener, we'll explain it real quick. The first couple minutes, not even half. We used to say half. It's not. The first couple minutes is spoiler free. We go over some of the main thoughts, but then the real meat, the fun part, the part that most people have said that they like is
Spoiler
later on.
zone.
We get into the spoiler zone.
Yeah.
So, before we start, we will say we are not movie
Professionals.
critic
Not-
professionals, but we are cafe critic professionals.
Yes.
And let's start with what we always start with. Brittany, did you watch the trailer?
I did watch the trailer multiple of times.
Okay.
Because I go to the movies a lot. And all they do is play trailers for a good 30 minutes before the movie actually starts.
I didn't think about
So-
that. That's why you always have seen the trailer.
Yeah.
Okay. When I saw the poster to Abigail, I knew instantly that I would just despise this film. So no, I did not watch the trailer. In fact, I had the notion that Brittany had picked a movie about Sasquatches for like a week prior to this, and then I just sent her a text and said, hey, when are we going to get the tickets to the Sasquatch movie? And she said, actually, I want to go see this movie. And she sent me the purchase receipt of the tickets to Abigail. And I'm like, are you... But
It's because earlier in the week I went to go see Sasquatch.
you need to stop doing that. You know what? This is a little bit of intervention y'all are seeing right here. If you watch the Monkey Man episode, you'll know Brittany has already seen Monkey Man before we went and watched it. She's telling me this as we're sitting in the theater. I'm like, Britt, why? She's like, I go to the movies all the time. What do you want from me? I'm like, well, because, all right. So now I guess I'm not seeing the Sasquatch movie. I am not watching a movie unless I'm doing an episode on it.
Perfect.
All right. I'm strict.
Disciplined man.
Apparently not as strict to tell Brittany I don't want to see the absolute dumpster fire that we just got back from.
Okay, that's your opinion.
It is my opinion. That's my cafe critique, that this movie was god awful. So yeah, going into this, I knew it was a horror film, right?
Yes.
Because it is a horror film.
Yes.
But the first 20 minutes, I was like, did we accidentally go see like a Bollywood rendition of Fast and Furious? Like, what are we watching right? Like, there was no horror. There was it was a kind of a cool scene of this heist.
Yes. So this was my pick this week.
Yes, obviously.
Oh, okay.
Obviously.
When I heard ballerina, vampire, obviously I have to go see it.
Me and her had two very different reactions to those two words. And we will get into that into the spoiler zone. But yeah, whenever it's a horror movie, it's most likely Brittany's the one who picked it, which, hey, I'm not mad at. That is our rule. Did you know any of the actors and actresses?
No, not at all. There was one that
neither.
looked familiar.
Right.
But that was about it. Well, I do have a question for you.
Hit me.
And you're probably going to give a horrible response.
I can't wait.
Who would you recommend this movie to?
Good question. Certainly not, I would not recommend this movie to maybe how long do you think this movie was? 2 hours? Hour and a half?
Yeah, I feel like an hour and 40.
Hour and 40. Okay, let's just say it's an hour and 40. The last people I'd recommend this movie to is people who only have an hour and 40 minutes left to live, because that would be the worst use of your time ever. If you have an hour and 40 minutes to live, the Grim Reaper will literally save you by cutting you short.
No.
So, in all seriousness, who would I recommend this to? someone who just wants to go see a movie and they tend to like horror. They aren't super into it. They aren't really into like film and cinema and Tarantino and looking at the bottoms of girls' feet. And it's really just a general crappy horror movie. Brittany says otherwise. I respect her opinion. You might even love it, and you too can join Brittany in the mental hospital. Where
I've already been.
You're going again because you like this movie. Do a spoiler-free synopsis, one that you might find when you Google the movie.
So the way I explained it, even to our good friend Mike that joined us to the movies.
Mike is actually behind the camera right now.
We have an audience.
Say hi, Mike. Hey. There he is. Big guy.
So the way I explained it to him was basically these robbers, they're like in for a good deal, you know?
Okay.
And they, they're kidnapping a daughter. And they are in this house with this daughter, and she ends up, being a vampire. That's all I can give.
Not just a vampire.
A ballerina vampire.
Yeah, you got it. That's a pretty crucial part to this.
Yeah, no, it is.
So before we enter the spoiler zone, how about a soft little score? The only dream I have tonight that's going to be a good dream is if I go to bed, I start dreaming that I'm in the theater, the movie's about to start, and then like a plane hits the theater. Like that would be great. Okay. If I don't have to be subjected to that again. I will never subject you. Don't touch me, darn it. My soft score is out of 100.
Yeah, what would you give it? A 0.
No. This is the overall score, right? This is the reason people tune in to like see what we think of it. The only movie that would deserve a 0 if we went to like if we went to the movie theater and they accidentally played like ISIS execution number 37. Like that's the only time it would get a 0, right? Jeez. Because I will say the last 20 minutes of the film earned itself some points for me, but I give it like a 25.
I will give it a 75.
You are insane.
75.
75, 25. The average of that, Lars, no. The average of that
will be up on the screen.
Will be up on the screen right now, which I was actually thinking about this on our way here. We really shouldn't do that because most people are listening and not watching. True. I just thought about that, and for the last 5 episodes, we've been saying, look at the screen. Mike, what is the average of 75 and 25? Isn't that just 50?
I never said you were wrong.
Yeah, you actually said that word for word. So, our soft lock is a 50, and I pray to God that goes down. So, we are about to enter the spoiler zone, so if you haven't seen it, maybe tune away or just keep watching if you don't even care to see it. That's what I would do.
Wow.
Here
I would stop here.
Go.
Bye.
So, Abigail, I'm going to do a run through and then we'll get to thoughts.
So we get introduced to Angus Cloud.
Okay.
And he's the driver and he's like, "What's up, shawty?" to one of the other girls that's in the crew, right? I really didn't pay attention to the first couple of minutes because all I see was this girl in a dark alley, and that was kind of it. And I was just kind of like, yeah, okay.
Nailing the synopsis so far.
I am.
I actually didn't watch. I actually had my eyes closed for the first 15 minutes of the movie.
Why? So basically, they're like, we cannot tell each other our own personal names or information or background stories, but the guy's hitting on the girl in the passenger seat. He's the getaway driver, right? So they pull up to the house, right? And all they know is that the mission is to get the girl out of the house, right? And this is supposed to be like a big boss man, right? That they're stealing this child from. There's supposed to be a lot of money invested into this. So the crew, besides the driver and the girl that's on the computer, and she's like, I unlocked all the doors and all of the fences and blah, blah, blah. Then the other crew, why are you heavy breathing over there? Can I have a second?
Wait, me?
Yeah, you're like.
Wait, seriously?
Yeah, you're like.
Oh, I was just focusing. No, I was actually going through the movie in my head.
While I was saying it.
I'll do this.
The crew goes in They successfully get the girl. And then the alarms go off because there's another crew that pulls up, and they're like, "What the frick is up?" Like, but they don't see each other, right? They just know that something's going on because the alarms start going off. So they pack up the girl into the bag, and then they take her out, and then they get in the van, which is a plumbing van. Crazy, obviously good setup though. I would never look at a 24-hour plumbing van and be like, "There's a girl in there. There's a kidnapped woman in there." So they get away, blah, 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 and they're driving. We gotta get to our destination. Drive. Oh no, the cameras. Hide. Drive. Okay, we've reached our destination. All right, you have 24 hours in this house with the girl. Basically, babysitting.
Stop. You are skipping some crucial moments.
I don't think so.
So who is saying you have 24 hours?
This man.
Right. This man that
their boss man.
There's like six people in the crew. There's Mac Miller, hacker chick, main character, my third wife, Cowboy Bebop, Drax from Guardians of the Galaxy, and Will Smith. So
it's I was gonna say G.I. Joe.
That's actually better. There's like 7 people. And they steal this girl. And like Brittany said, no one knows what the mission really is about. It's just they're getting money for kidnapping this girl, which some of them didn't even know it was a girl, like like an actual child. They take their hostage now back to this mansion where we see Gus Fring from Breaking Bad welcomes them in, and then they go in, and that's when he explains all of these rules, like. It's a 24-hour job. It's really easy. Just sit tight and be quiet. And
open bar, open kitchen, everything's stocked up.
And I was kind of like, seriously, like it's that kind of movie.
This is why we didn't let you continue.
Because I'm gonna. You know what? No, this is why. No, damn it, dude.
Let me tell you something. This is a horrible movie.
It's another freaking. It was like a murder mystery. But without the mystery, it was like it was a group of people getting killed off one by one, but there was no mystery to the murder. You just knew it was like the 12-year-old girl. All right, go on.
So the girl's in the room, blah, blah, blah. She's all blindfolded and she's up in a bed. And the woman comes in, Celestino's third wife, comes in and she's like, everything's going to be okay. We just have to get through this.
She was like doing ASMR to the little girl. Like, the little girl was all blindfolded and she's like, "Hey, honey, you're gonna
be okay.
You're gonna be okay."
And then the girl's like, "Take my blindfold off. I'm hurting. I'm hurting.
I can't see. I can't see. How about you try?
She had a blindfold.
Try to see.
She was also handcuffed behind her back, and the woman's like, "I'll take those."
Ever heard of Houdini? Stupid.
Anyways.
Go on.
Anywho. So she like rearranges some things, and the whole point is that the girl does not see their faces. Mm-hmm. So she's got Celestino's third wife, has a mask up. She's all like, "I have a child just like you."
Yeah, super.
But normal kid things.
Sob story.
Normal child things. And the girl that's kidnapped is like, "Well, I've never had normal child things."
Yeah.
I was like, okay.
So like the main character is trying to be as ambiguous as she can, right? And the whole plan, like Brittany said, cover the face and not give like anything away. So in a couple lines in, the little girl, you can tell, like she's trying to get some answers. So she's doing like, "Oh, what's your kid?" And the main character made the mistake of saying like, "Yeah, I have a kid." The little girl is like, "Oh," like Brittany said, "Oh, do you do this, that?" And yeah, the main character is like, just normal things, and then the girl's like, "Yeah, well, my dad beats me," or something like that. And like,
"I've never been loved by my father."
Yeah, like oh, that's nice.
That's something I can relate
to. I was tattooed upside down in a pool, okay? And you're just kind of like, yeah. So then the main character backs off and she goes back downstairs and she reports to the rest of the crew.
You're forgetting something. Very important. So as the third wife is leaving, Abigail goes, I'm sorry for what's about to happen to you, Joe.
Yeah.
And she's like, alarm, alarm.
Yeah, super suspicious.
So she goes downstairs and she's immediately like, we need to talk to the detective guy, right? And she's like, do you know who the father is? Who's the father? Who's the father? So then the detective guy decides that he's going to go upstairs, put a gun to Abigail's head and be like, who is your daddy?
There you go.
Who is your daddy? But he went in there with his mask off. So, yeah, the girl now knows who this man is. But he's like, what are the color of my eyes?
Yeah,
what are the color?
like
I didn't know you were trying to romance the little child.
Yeah.
What are the color of my eyes?
Like he was like trying to make the girl solve a CAPTCHA, to keep breathing. You know, like how many stop signs? How many? 3? Slap. 3 or 4. You know, like just super aggressive and over the top. So now the whole crew's freaking out.
Well, because she tells him who her dad is. Apparently, there's a lot of bad rumors about this guy. Like, he is an evil man. There's people's heads being
You got this.
decapitated.
There you go.
And, like, people just die, like, if they're associated or do him wrong.
The
like,
little girl basically said that
you're gonna die.
Like, my dad is like Al Capone. Like, but the crew obviously didn't know this.
Until
Gus Fring, right, the guy who welcomed them all into this mansion, obviously didn't tell them this. So then once the truth starts to get out, they all kind of drop the act. Not all the way, because they still don't know each other's real names until like halfway through.
Yeah.
But they do kind of drop the act, and they're all like, okay, we kind of need to get out now.
Yeah, so they started trying to, like, put together a plan, like, let's leave. And then they're like, no, like, this is just a 24-hour job. We're getting $7 million, like, per person. Like, let's just stick it out. Let's stick it out. So they're like, okay, we're going to freaking stick it out. So they start going to every single part of the house, like, single individually, right? To, like, check to make sure there's no entry points or anything like that. Lock it down, right? So then we get to the point, Angus Cloud, R.I.P., he goes down to the kitchen and he's like smoking, just chilling, you know, normal Angus Cloud
What's up,
stuff.
dog?
Yeah. So he's smoking, chilling. He goes into like this separate room from the kitchen.
Baby carrots.
And he sees a mouse, right? He's like getting spooked by this mouse.
Yo, mouse, dude, chill.
And he turns around, and then all I hear is, so he turns around, and then he's like,
It's like,
so he's like, okay, I'm gonna go upstairs. Boy gets yanked.
Like, is someone there?
He gets yanked. And then all of a sudden, you don't really see anything else until the girl, the one that he was hitting on,
hacker.
What's up, shawty? Comes downstairs because she hears the screaming. So she comes downstairs and she's like, "Stop messing with me!
Yeah.
Stop it! Like, stop!"
Because he had already like
Pulled a prank on her.
like scared her.
Yeah.
So now she's coming down the stairs and I'm doing air quotes. His back is to her at the table, and she's like,
Angus,
like, Angus, stop it! Oh my goodness, you're crazy.
And then his head falls.
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh, your head. Oh my gosh! Yeah, literally, I need a head, Angus. And yeah, like his like half chopped body just
right
like
into
falls.
her hands.
Yeah, dude.
So she's screaming.
Gnarly.
And everybody comes down and is like, "What the? I've heard the stories of the decapitated."
Yeah. So now they decide to unravel a very precious detail about this Al Capone guy that they all, because this is something that should have came up when they had all realized who it was first. Now that one of their buddies is decapitated, they said like it was like something with like oh, there were rumors that Vincent Van Gogh had the chupacabra on his side or something like that. Some sort of like evil, but it was like a total like dude name. It was like they have Vincent or something, right? Valdez.
Oh yeah, Valdez. That's Valdez.
What kind of what kind of name of a monster is that? Valdez, it's like, I heard they have a monster and they call him Matthew. You know, like this chupacabra freaking creature. They're all like, I heard he works with this big monster. That no one knows anything yet. No one is suspicious of the little girl yet. Like no one. We are still in the dark. So now this is when they really kick things into gear, because obviously dude's head is gone. They are locked in. They know something's going on. So then what happens after that?
So basically, at this point, the third wife goes upstairs.
Yes.
Because everybody starts like looking around. They're like, somebody's here. Somebody's here.
Third wife being main character.
Yes. Third wife, main character, whatever. She goes upstairs because everybody's like searching around for their thing. Like the military G.I. Joe guy goes upstairs and he like is like, oh, my sniper is gone.
Yeah, his guns.
Nah.
We never.
Yeah, we never saw what happened to the sniper.
There goes another point.
So, anyways, the third wife goes up there and they team up.
Yeah, like they're like, okay, so now it's the murder mystery part with no mystery. Okay, fine, there is mystery, but for maybe 5 minutes. So now we're in the mystery part where no one knows who it is or who, what, where, when, why. So we've got Will Smith, but not the iRobot Will Smith. I Am Legend Will Smith and third wife team up together, and now it's like a classic whodunit. You know, it's like someone in here had to do it. It obviously, air quotes, it obviously wasn't the little 6-year-old girl who we have, you know, handcuffed to the radiator, and it has to be one of us, right?
So they all go into the room because they're like, we need to go see if the girl is still like there, like if somebody had taken her or not,
and to like ask her questions, right, or something, just start prying her.
Yeah, so they go in there, and the girl, first off, smart, she starts turning them on each other.
Yeah,
very very easily.
That was
very
good.
Easily.
That was
they start.
Really good.
They go in there and they're immediately like,
Dude,
like,
yeah,
what the hell? What is happening?
Rugrats or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, and then while this is happening, the laptop girl, she's like, guys.
And
freaking,
I think you need to look at this.
you need to look. So freaking Abigail's over here like, watch this.
Okay,
Hands free. And literally just screams with her vampire teeth all out, and she's like, ah!
Yeah, super. That's when that happened. I was like, all right, I
got this movie pointed out.
I think I know what I'm in for. So, yeah, she gets out of the handcuffs Houdini style, and then she's like, ah, and everyone's like, oh my gosh, and then she doesn't jump. Well, she jumps on someone, I'm sure, but no one dies on that one.
No, they run out. They lock her in the room. Everybody goes downstairs. Oh my god! How do we kill a vampire?
Yeah,
how do we kill a vampire? What kind of vampire are we dealing with?
And then that's where we get the line that made my stomach and my balls drop. Is they're like, how do we kill a vampire? How do we kill a vampire? And then Hacker Girl goes, guys, not just a vampire, a ballerina vampire. and when, dude, there were no amount of Twizzlers in my hand to sedate me of that god-awful line and that delivery. Not just a vampire, guys. A ballerina vampire.
This is why.
Stupid.
Anyways.
Go on. So yeah. They are freaking out.
They go and have to get all of the, supplies to kill this vampire. Garlic. The steaks for the heart. And then what else did they have?
Okay, so
they knew sunlight.
They had a great scene though. A scene that actually made me laugh. And I'm gonna have Evan bleep this out, but just the word. So they have Hacker Girl go and get garlic from the kitchen, and when they all grab their stuff and they all group back up in the library, hacker girl comes by and they're all talking. The hacker girl's like, I got the garlic. And then the main guy goes, Sammy, those are onions. And then that was good. You know what? 26. You gained a point on that one. All right.
Oh my god.
26. So now they think like they are ready. Oh, and Drax from Guardians in the Galaxy had a crucifix on him. So now they're ready and they're gonna go in on her.
So they go upstairs with all the things, right? They find the girl because she puts on a record.
Yeah.
And the record starts blaring loudly. I thought they did fantastic with that.
That was that was good.
Yeah, so it starts playing throughout the whole entire house, right? And then they all are going upstairs. And you see her literally doing a ballet routine with freaking Angus Cloud's body. And she's like, oh,
wild.
yes.
Moving his corpse's hand across her face.
Yeah, like I thought that was beautifully put.
That was good. That was good.
So they try, but the thing is that they're all standing there in awe. Like, what the heck is happening? And so she stops, like, doing her routine, drops the body, and then she's like, bah! And they're like, oh, snap.
What was she like again? There you go. Okay, good.
So
just wanted to get a clean one in there so we can clip it later.
So they go to, like, stab her. And so this is Drax. Drax goes to stab her with the crucifix, basically. And she shoves him to the ground, takes the crucifix, and just starts freaking punching holes in his chest, like, bah, 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 bah. Next one, the detective guy goes to actually stab her with a wooden stake. Yeah. And she just takes it, stabs him right in the leg.
Yeah, dude. That was
right in
gnarly.
the knee area, like... destroyed. Oh, and then she bites the laptop girl.
Hacker.
She's like, oh my god. What am I gonna do?
Oh, and main character girl wasn't there.
Yeah, she stayed downstairs because she was like, this is pointless. Oh, the garlic. The garlic scene was on point. So basically throughout this whole entire thing, this whole ordeal, the girl Abigail is proving to them that this is not how you kill vampires. Like, garlic, she literally sniffs it, and that's when she bites the hacker girl.
It was a pretty raw scene. Like she shoves the hacker girl down. The hacker girl's fighting, blood everywhere, getting cut. She reaches for the garlic and puts it up to her face, and dude, that little girl just grabs it and
did a line of garlic.
Just huffs it like paint. Just huffs it.
You can't get me.
Me and Brittany were like, whoa. That was awesome.
So they all run back downstairs, and Celestino's third wife is just like, I told you guys. I told you guys. Immediately rips the freaking wooden stake out of the guy's leg, and he's like, ah! And then she, like, does whatever to it, and yada yada, and then I'll let you continue.
Third wife, she's like a combat medic, so she's kind of like helping everybody out, and they have some exposition of character stories and blah blah blah, really boring stuff. And then basically now it's all about getting out, right? Like first they tried to do the job, but then they found out the job was basically death. So then they tried to get answers from the girl. The girl turned into a vampire. So then they tried to kill the girl. Not gonna work. So now they're like, okay, all we can do now is just escape. So they're trying to find all these ways to escape, and none of it's working because, like, like if you were to go, like when you go rob a bank, and you say, give me the money, and the people behind the desk hit a button, and all the windows go boom, 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 boom. A bunch of these things go down on the windows. That's what happened to this mansion. The main guy is nowhere to be seen. Sorry, I should have, not main guy, but like the guy that invited them into the house, like Gus Fring. No one knows where he is. Sniper guy dies.
Very fast.
Because him and main girl split off, and within 10 steps, all you hear is, and main girl was like, turns around and goes over to him, and he like, his like half of his face and his neck are like removed, and I was, there he goes. So now the next bit of the movie is just it's just all these different ways of them trying to escape, running into the vampire, this and that. They're yelling at each other because they're like, I thought you said you didn't know anything about the job. I don't, but I do, And then now we're at the part where they finally realize that sun is the one thing that's true about like the movies when it comes to vampires. The sun not just hurts them.
It makes them explode.
It literally makes them explode. And we found this out because the hacker girl had finally turned. That was a pretty cool scene. I think, dude, hacker
she started
girl
controlling her.
Hacker girl's vampire look. That's what Abigail should have looked like.
So they had a perfect scene where both of them were both doing ballerina moves.
It was pretty cool.
That was fantastic because thing is that Abigail was controlling the hacker girl, and like all you could see is both of them just like
because Abigail was controlling her.
Yeah, like a puppet.
And then hacker vampire, who was a good person, no, she's not. Killed Drax, and then it was kind of a cool scene when they came across her because she was all acting like she was sad that Drax had died. She was like,
yeah.
Oh, no.
That was
oh my gosh.
good.
How did he die?
She's around here somewhere.
Yeah, super. So she chases the detective and main character to the library, and that's when they find out the sun hurts because they weren't even trying to use the sun. They just happened to just run out there. The sun was shining through one of the big circular windows, and it exploded hacker vampire. So now we have two main characters left and Abigail. Now we are getting around to hit me.
You're forgetting a very key important part.
And I think I know what I'm forgetting, but tell me.
Okay, so they were able to induce her into a short.
Yep, that's exactly what I knew. I was
sleepy time. And so they put her in a cage that's inside of the mansion.
This is all before
the sunlight.
Hacker turns.
Yeah.
Sunlight. So yeah.
So not the hacker girl. Oh my goodness, Abigail is in the cage and she's like, actually, guess what? I know exactly who all of you are. Yeah. And like starts boom, boom,
lays
boom,
it all out.
You. But it all had to deal with her family. So it was like, if you did even the smallest thing to her family or the people that protect her family, you're freaking going down. Because the hacker girl, at one point, before they put her in a cage, ends up in a pool filled with bodies. I'm talking about destroyed carcasses
of all previous people who have like wronged her father in some way, shape, or form. And this is what I was talking about with all the exposition that had happened. It was a pretty good like 10 minutes of scene of them talking to her in the cage and whatnot. It went on a little longer than I wanted it to, but she did like reveal everything about all the characters, real names, real everything. She gets under their nerves, and then she just explains it like, yeah, I'm a vampire, like 300 years old, blah blah blah. I hate vampire stories, so I'm just like, yes, I'm 300 years old, I'm an evil vampire. You know, every year around Halloween, I release a delicious cereal called, freaking Count Chocula. But she's 12 and she sucks because she got locked in this cage, and then out of nowhere, so they all go off except for the detective guy, and he tries to be all like, I've got the upper hand on you, little girl. You're in the big house now. So he's like toying with her, and then Abigail, who could have done this from the beginning, was like, all right, I'm done, and just Hulk Hogan to the door off of the cage.
That's because she tells them, I like to play with my food.
Yeah, which was a pretty cool line.
Yeah.
But now we get to the point, all right, so skip. Hacker turns, Drax dies, Hacker dies, Sunlight, and now to speed things up, now we're getting to the end, and a lot gets revealed. Obviously, it's the end of the movie, but
basically, Detective
Yeah.
Guy ends up opening a door, or somehow after the hacker girl dies,
Yes.
the door opens. They like go down the tunnel, and they're like, "Finally, we could reset all of the doors." Blah blah blah. So they go in the room, and then here is what is his
Gus Fring.
Yeah, that guy, and he's a vampire.
Yeah,
He's like, I want to take down Abigail and
Yeah.
her father. Let's conquer the world. You can have whatever you want. He's like, you're going to be my minion. So he bites the detective,
turns into a vampire.
and then for some weird reason, I don't understand why, ends up, he's going to kill Celestino's third wife. He was just like, you know what? Don't play with me.
Yeah, that made no sense.
That made no sense to me either, because I was like, weren't you guys just working together to not die? And now all of a sudden that you have the upper hand, you're like, I'm going to eat you.
The only thing that makes me think it makes sense is because basically Gus Fring basically says, look, like Brittany said, turn into a vampire, we're going to have a bunch of this money, which is what the detective was after, like, in the past. That's why he ended up here, because of his chase of power, he ended up wronging Sylvester Hoogelboogle, or whoever the big bad guy is. But so that's when Gus Fring like drops the bomb. He's like, how about this? And that's when he was like, okay, turn him to a vampire. And then yeah, Brittany is completely right. This is what made no sense to me. So he turns into a vampire. So you would think, okay, now he's like totally bad now, right? Well, no, because he goes up and he kills Gus Fring. So that's when I thought, I was like, yes, he got turned into a vampire on purpose to then have the power to take out Gus Fring, to take out Abigail, and him and my third wife are gonna escape. So he kills Gus Fring, and I'm sitting there with my Twizzlers like, here we go. And then he looks at main character girl and is like, you're next. And I was like, okay, so there is no motive. If he kills Gus Fring, he's on the good side. If he doesn't kill Gus Fring, he's on the bad side. But I guess as I'm talking about it, there is a third side where, and you're completely right, it still doesn't make sense. Him turning into a vampire completely changes his character to the point of not wanting to help main character, not wanting to help Gus Fring, but he just took the third option and said, all right, now that I'm super powerful, I'm still going to kill everybody, but I'm going to kill all the vampires too. So he turns into like Deus Ex Machina of the vampires, and he starts running it, like he keeps beating up the main character. Abigail comes in.
Rushes in and is like, if you help me kill him, I will let you live.
Which is like, dude.
But here was the kind of saddened part.
Hit me.
Was because at the beginning, she was like, dude, pinky promise to not let anybody hurt me. So while Abigail is getting crushed by the detective, and she reaches out her little pinky promise. And of course, the mother is going to be like, yeah. Duh. But she has a freaking railed into her freaking shoulder blade. And so this is where I would have to explain to you.
I'm gonna go off.
Second.
All right, tell me.
So
I need a
so they're trying to beat up blah 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 blah
so,
blah.
Main character and Abigail versus
versus detective.
Deus Ex.
Yeah, so they're trying to kill him, but so he like drains her down, like of her blood, and then she gets back up and she's like, "You had to completely drain me if you want to kill me."
It was a pretty cool line.
Yeah, and
it was a pretty cool line. What she said was, because apparently he did the right thing to kill her, but he didn't do it in completion.
Yeah,
Abigail pinned him down and said, just because you turned into a vampire
doesn't
5 minutes ago doesn't mean you just learn all of the cool shit now.
Yeah, and then she's like, "What? Yeah. What are the color of my eyes?"
Oh yeah, no, it was like
it
was a total callback. So now, right, like
we're forgetting. So the detective during this fight turns main character girl into his puppet, right? So he's like, get up, kill her, hands her the stake, so that way she can kill Abigail.
Okay, I will let you.
And that's where her wound ends up healing. Because
so
yes, it did.
You are probably right, but let me annoy you. So when he so if Lars falls, he's gonna bring the whole tripod down. Thank you. He bites her and supposedly turns her, but her eyes stay the same, her teeth stay the same, and I remember the eyes because she has these.
Lord.
She has these beautiful big brown eyes. Her eyes don't turn. Her teeth don't turn. That's why I think.
So
it didn't work.
No, so it did work because then when they finally kill the freaking detective and main character girl looks over at Abigail and like moves around where the thing was like stuck in her, she was like, ow. She's like, am I good? She's like, yeah, because you killed the guy that turned you. So she's no longer the puppet.
Okay, that makes so much more sense. So when you kill the person who turned you, so she had the vampire power long enough for it to heal, killed him, went back to being a normal human. Mm-hmm. Okay, and now let me throw a little bit of seasoning on you, Brittany. I think Abigail got cured too by the end.
Yeah.
Did you notice Abigail? Mm-hmm. Out of nowhere, freaking like, guessing Hotel Transylvania, the animated series. That dude, Steve Carell on stilts comes through. This is like the the main dude. Like this is the guy we're talking about the whole time. And I got so scared when I saw him because I thought to myself, they cannot just introduce a huge character and not use it right. I was like, oh, this means there's another 30 minutes. There wasn't, thank God. But he was like, what are you doing with my daughter? And Abigail's like, Daddy, no, she's a nice lady. She has saved me. And he's like, oh, it's one of the humans. We don't like that kind. Freaking like MAGA vampire. We don't like that kind of. Get out of my house.
You're forgetting a very main thing here.
Hit me, sister.
So, the reason why Abigail was turned was because her father didn't love her, right? So he turned her to make her useful to him, right?
Right.
So during this conversation, as she's like, no, she's like, she was there for me when you weren't. And he's like, oh, but I came. Here I am. And she's like, no, she has been here. You have not.
And for some reason, he has, like, that is enough sympathy to stop him from killing that woman.
And then they awkwardly shake.
when a drop of blood makes them maul a kindergarten. Apparently, Abigail going, no, Daddy, you weren't. Dracula's like, oh my gosh, she has a point, All right, so then the movie finishes by the dad pardoning the main character girl. Abigail's like, bye.
I'll see you soon.
Yeah, the whole place is covered in blood.
Oh no.
The main character is covered in blood, and she leaves, gets in the car, credits roll. So did Abigail turn back into a human?
She has the ability to, yes.
No. Like, I'm not saying back to a human. I'm saying cured.
No, she wasn't.
Because
cured.
why would she activate her human composure around her dad?
Because her dad is the alpha.
Right. Okay. Fair.
That's
fair.
In nature.
For some reason, I thought, yeah, you do see a lot of vampires in nature, but for some reason, I don't know. Fair. The reason why I said the last 20% of the movie kind of saved a few points is because I thought the fighting was good. I thought the choreography was good. I really liked it. I liked. I wish the detective guy was a vampire the whole time. When he turned into a vampire, his acting was incredible, right? I mean, I thought his acting was great. He did the voice really, really well. The way he moved his neck and his head, I thought it was really good. Actually, like, it's kind of hard because it's a horror movie, but there were, like, I would say 10 small moments that were meant to make you laugh and did make me laugh. So it was kind of comedic in a way too.
Was the audience as well, because everybody was
Yeah,
laughing in the theater. We would also be like,
they were definitely digging it. The Drax character, the reason I call him Drax is because that's just what he is. He's like this big, stupid, like muscle dude, and he had some pretty good lines. I think he did a great job. There's the whole synopsis, guys. That's my favorite part of doing these episodes. Now let's get into just a quick gunslinger list. Just go through your personal list, and then I'll go through mine.
Ready? Okay, here we go. Impact. Yay or nay?
Oh, okay. Impact. What is Impact?
Impact. Did it make you emotional? Did it make you have any attachments to the movie?
Yeah. My only attachment was to the recliner I was about to drop down to leave. God. So, nay.
Okay, yay.
Impact, nay.
Originality.
Yay.
Yay. I would say direction of the movie. Yay.
With what they were
direction
with
and tone.
what they were working with, yay.
Yeah, yay. And then I would say music-wise, yay.
I didn't really pay attention to it that much. The only time was the vinyl scene, I guess, and they had a fun hip hop song in the start and a fun hip hop song at the end. So yay, but for really nothing, you know. So yay. Storytelling.
Yes.
Again, with what they were working with, yay. Right. Tone, not really a yay or a nay. The tone was. The tone was dark, right? The tone was dark, but it had an air of comedy to it because the movie was a little self-aware, you know, when like Abigail would do something crazy, they're like, of course she can fly, you know, things like that. It was kind of funny. Mm-hmm. Oh man, I don't even know what, you know.
Are we doing our hard lock-in?
I mean, we kind of have to. We've already said everything, right? All right. So just given everything that we've talked about, our hard lock-in score, if you're not familiar with this is where we take the soft score that we had said earlier and basically amend it if it's better, if it's worse. And I'm gonna and since you like this more than me, how about you go first?
I give it an 85.
And you were at what?
75.
You were at 75. It gained 10 points.
Yeah, 10 points. Because I forgot how funny it was.
When you watched this movie,
I was totally involved with this movie.
There was no eyes actually open?
Yes. There was no point in this movie where I was like, dang, I could be spending my time somewhere else. I was like, I like this movie. I was involved with the movie.
Dude, I built an origami crane from scratch with the amount of time I had of that movie. All right, my score was a 25. Lars just hit the Assassin's Creed on Mike. Lars, now he's just on my mind. Mine was a 25 earlier.
And it went to a 26.
I want to say, let's just go ahead and do 26.
Oh.
Just because that onion line was funny.
That's crazy.
Mike, give us your score.
Scream it.
Out of 100. Huh?
60.
60. Did you like the movie?
Yes.
All right. The average between 85, 60, and 26
57.
is a 57. That is the Cafe Critique. Sitting at a 57 for the movie Abigail with actors no one knows except for Angus Cloud. Rest in peace, my brother. Guys, go watch the movie.
Yes.
Hate it, love it, whatever you want. Come back, comment what you thought. And if you are yet to watch the movie, I hope this might have, because we had two very different opinions. So,
yes.
Depending on who you think your preferences lean more towards, maybe you decided to or not to go see it. This was Abigail in theaters. Thank you everybody for stopping by the Something Cafe to get our cafe critique of the movie. My name has been Celestino Dooley,
And I've been Brittany Loudon.
and thank you for grabbing a cup. See you later.